The specter of far right rise is haunting millions of people across Europe and Western world. And one of the factors contributing to this rise is the use of social media. While the right wingers have been using social media effectively, the left has failed to exploit it, and that's why you do not see very significant presence of the left on social media. There are tens of thousands of right wingers podcast and perhaps millions of accounts. And of course, social media is greatly transforming the way people think, the way people behave. One of the factors that has contributed to the rise of Tommy Robinson in the UK is also said to be the rise of social media, especially the intervention of Elon Musk and the sort of unbridled freedom that he has granted to allegedly to hate mongers all over Europe. For instance, on average, people spend 12 billion hours daily on different forms of social media. Active YouTube users are around 2.5 billion. Instagram active user are around 2 billion. TikTok user are 1.6 billion, and that of X 611 million. Now, if you look at the presence of right wingers there, Donald Trump has 38 million followers only on Instagram. And while on X, he has 88.9 million followers on X, and he can say whatever he wants. He famously accused refugees from Haiti of eating cats, and it was taken. In the same way, if you look at hate mongers at other places like in India, or at least those YouTubers who are close to Hindutva philosophy or divisive philosophy of BJP or Shiv Sena. So you would see that they're YouTubers, or the YouTubers sympathetic to the cause of Hindutva or sympathetic towards BJP. They also have large following. For instance, Sham Sharma, who is accused of being a sort of sympathizer of BJP, he has more than 2.01 million subscriber only on YouTube. And then you have another guy, Arnab Goswami. He is also has around 7.31 million followers. Sadhguru, he is also considered to be a bit critical, or at least a supporter of BJP in one way or another way, directly or indirectly. He has 12 million followers only on Instagram. In the UK, Tommy Robinson has more than 1.5 million followers only on X, while he also has large following, other forms of social media. And if you look at 1,000 videos on social media, perhaps 90% of them, or maybe 60% of them, would be about immigrants and asylum seekers. That's why immigrants has become not only a hot issue in in the UK, but it is all over Western world. It is all over Western world that is discussing it. Robert Shillman in Canada, he is also supporting Rebel News, which peddles the right wing propaganda. In addition to that, of course, there are so many right wingers in mainstream media. In the British society, Novara perhaps among the few potent voices of the left, but even their reach is no match to that of Elon Musk, who has several hundred millions, with some estimates suggesting that he has maybe more than 300 million followers on social media. And then, of course, there is vested interest, because it is believed that Elon Musk has also benefited from the following of the right wingers who have large following on X, and other tycoons of technological world. They are also benefiting from the rise of the far right, because far right or right wing forces because they are extensively using media. One more thing. So if the left really wants to counter uh, the far right in an effective way, it will have to flood social media with the counter narrative. If they do not come up with counter narrative, there is a very strong possibility that the far right will conquer not only Europe but maybe the entire Western world. Another factors that might contribute to further popularity of the far right is the um budget on non-productive sector. Donald Trump has been allegedly bullying Western governments and European governments to increasing their defense budget. And now most of the Western government, especially those that are members of the NATO, are likely to increase their defense budget, which might be 2% of the GDP in some cases, like Germany and Poland. They have even crossed this limit, and they are spending more than 2%. So when they increase defense budget, naturally they would cut down on social sector. Like, then there would be perhaps less money for housing, less money for education, health, and of course that would trigger outcry and outrage. And in order to divert that anger of the people, right wing leaders like those of National Fronts in France, Reform Party in the UK, AFT in the in Germany, and Geert Wilders Party in Holland and other parts of Europe, they would direct their attention and they would direct their criticism because towards immigrants, saying that it is all because of immigrants, and they would try to hide the reality, which would be, of course, that European government would be pumping more money into weapons and into armament and into defense. So if the left really wants to turns the tide against the far right, then it will have to come up with an effective social media policy, flooding these forums with counter narrative. If they do not do that, and if the left does not highlight the real underlying factors and does not attempt to counter the lethal far right propaganda, then there is no chance that they can stop the rise of far right sweeping different parts of the world, different parts of the Western world.